the agents embarked on an exploration that would lead them down an unimaginable path. What they discovered was beyond their wildest nightmares. Beneath the luxurious facade of Diddy's mansion lay an intricate network of secret tunnels, winding their way through the very foundations of the property. These hidden passageways, concealed from prying eyes, held the key to a chilling truth that had long eluded the public eye. As the agents ventured deeper into the subterranean labyrinth, they were confronted with a sight that would forever haunt their memories. In dimly lit chambers, they found what appeared to be a series of altars adorned with ominous symbols and artifacts associated with occult practices. The air was thick with an eerie energy, as if the tunnel walls themselves whispered tales of darkness. But the most horrifying discovery awaited them in a chamber shrouded in almost impenetrable darkness. The agents claimed to have stumbled upon a collection of lifeless bodies, arranged meticulously as if part of some twisted tableau. The initial investigation suggests that these bodies may have been involved in ritualistic ceremonies, their purpose and origin yet to be determined. The revelation of such a diabolical underworld beneath the luxurious abode of a music icon has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry and beyond. Diddy, known for his groundbreaking contributions to music and his entrepreneurial prowess, is now at the center of a storm of speculation and conjecture. As authorities delve deeper into the investigation, questions arise about Diddy's involvement in these alleged rituals. Was he an active participant or a mere bystander? Did the tunnels serve as a personal sanctuary, or were they part of a larger, clandestine network? These questions, once answered, may shatter the public's perception of the iconic figure.
A month after Diddy's homes was raided, rumors started swirling around that there were some secret tunnels underneath his mansions, and it looking like it's true because the FBI found them and much more. Now, even though his freak-out parties was well known, ain't nobody could understand how he gotten away with it for so long. Well, it turns out that he was using the tunnels underneath his mansion this whole time.
Psychic medium, so I actually, every time I walk past his house, and obviously the Playboy Mansion's right there, and we know about the tunnel.
All right, he just said the Playboy Mansion is right up there. So we're talking about them finding secret tunnels under Diddy's home. And this guy right here is saying that the Playboy Mansion is like literally right around the corner. So that's what he said. It's kind of low. So I'm just gonna play it again.
Psychic medium, so I actually, every time I walk past his house, and obviously the Playboy Mansion's right there, and we know about the tunnels that connect from
We all know about the tunnels that connect
the Playboy Mansion
to here.
I'm sure they can. I'm a psychic medium, so I actually, every time I walk past his house, and obviously the Playboy Mansion's right there, and we know about the tunnels that connect from the Playboy Mansion
To here?
I'm sure they connect here. Why wouldn't
There are places that connect. So what kind of energy? What kind of energy are you picking up?
There's just darkness. I mean, it's in general, I've always had weird feelings on this street.
Yeah.
This type. Well, the Playboy Mansion's down there, so I always thought it was the Playboy Mansion. It wasn't until probably a year ago that I realized this was Diddy's house.
So right here, the Playboy Mansion may have had they actually have secret tunnels connecting to the homes of some of the biggest stars in the 1970s. So it's a possibility that the reason why P. Diddy actually got this particular house where he's in now is because of the possibility, because I don't know, or allegedly, because of these tunnels that were already built and that are connected to P. Diddy's home, where whatever P. Diddy wanted to do, he can do freely without anybody knowing about, because the tunnels are up under the house. All right, so Diddy purchased this massive house near the Playboy Mansion in an exclusive LA neighborhood. All right, there's another shot coming. All right, here we go. Pricey paid. P. Diddy purchases a massive $40 million Homely Hills estate near the Playboy Mansion in exclusive LA neighborhood. So Jack Nicholson celebs had tunnels to Playboy Mansion under a golf course. So when the feds found these underground tunnels, it was actually a real thing.
But how did Diddy manage to keep something like this under wraps for so long? Well, the simple fact is, man, he didn't. Now, he was just smart about not bringing attention to the tunnels underneath his house that have been there since even before he bought the mansion.
So, it looks like 50 Cent finally got answers to the questions everyone is asking now, aka, where on earth is Jay-Z when his bestie needs him? Well, according to 50 Cent, it makes sense that Jay-Z has pulled a disappearing act, because if you think the feds have dirt on Diddy, just wait until you find out how much worse Jay-Z is. And y'all know how Sean Carter is. You could never ever catch him slacking. But what we're wondering is, if it's bad enough that the Jay-Z had to go into hiding, just how deep does this thing run? And what does 50 Cent really know about it? 50 Cent boasting to black excellence.
But the thing is, Diddy wasn't throwing these parties for himself, was he? Nah, he had a number of high-profile celebrities there too, like Jay-Z and Beyonce. And people wondered if they took part in the messed up stuff that took place there.
Well, according to 50 Cent and other industry insiders, everything you're seeing with Diddy is just the tip of the iceberg. Jay-Z has much darker secrets, the only difference between him and Diddy being that he is smarter and not sloppy. Do y'all remember how Jaguar Wright said basically the same thing in a recent interview?
Sean Carter is worse. He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy. Just he been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years. He's fucking worse.
Jaguar has actually been on Jay-Z's case for a long time because she believes he is one of the most dangerous people in the industry. A couple years ago, she did an interview where she talked about how Jay-Z and R. Kelly share the same dark history, even down to girlfriends. And when you think about it, Jay did allegedly have something weird going on with Aaliyah, and this was confirmed by Dame Dash in an interview where he talked about how he felt betrayed when Jay-Z started going after Aaliyah. Also, isn't it super creepy that Jay-Z knew about all the things R. Kelly was doing with Aaliyah, but also with all them other girls and women that were working on him and still did a whole album and tour with him?
Now everybody knows that Jay-Z's involved in a ton of shady and illegal businesses, even more than Diddy at this point.
See, the Diddy situation has been messy all on its own, but it's going into overdrive because Will Smith has now been dragged into the mess because Diddy's bodyguard has now spoken up and he ended up exposing Diddy for engaging in freak-offs with Will Smith. I don't know about you guys, but finding out that Diddy had freak-offs with Will Smith was not in my bingo card for 2023, and yet here we are. And we thought that all these celebs breaking up and getting divorced was messy enough. Now, the rumors about Diddy and Will Smith being lovers have been around for ages, which kind of makes sense considering that they are two men in the industry who have had DL rumors going on about them for years. So it was just a matter of time before they hooked up, allegedly. For a very long time, people had mixed feelings about Will being on the DL because he was in a happy marriage with Jada and they were the best of the best couples in Hollywood. Or so we thought. They have been together for about 25 years now and we thought that made them a great couple. But then the great entanglement drama happened and we realized just how messed up their marriage was.
We broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement.
The entanglement situation really did a number on their public image, and that's when people started to realize just how messed up the marriage was. And the rumors of Will being on the DL started to get stronger and stronger. And it got to a point where it became glaringly obvious that things were not what they seemed. I mean, it was like the truth had been in front of us so many times.
One popular couple who's been linked to the rap mogul is Will and Jada Smith. Now, they attended a lot of Diddy's parties pretty frequently.
In the cutthroat world of entertainment, where fame is fleeting and power is a currency, Chris knew that to reach the upper echelons, one had to go through Diddy. He was not just a gatekeeper, he was the gatekeeper of ins and outs, the arbiter of who succeeded and who faded into obscurity. Chris understood this all too well, and she played the game with a calculated ruthlessness. The footage captures Kris Jenner in moments of revelry and camaraderie with Diddy and his inner circle. They toast to success, whisper secrets in dark corners, and exchange knowing glances that betray a deeper understanding. It is clear that Kris was not just an innocent bystander at these gatherings. She was an active participant, a player in the high-stakes game of power and influence. Among the evidence are emails detailing backdoor deals, financial transactions designed to evade scrutiny, and communications outlining plans for illicit activities. These messages, exchanged between Kris Jenner and Diddy, leave little room for interpretation, revealing a partnership built on mutual benefit and a shared willingness to skirt the law. The discovery of these communications has rocked Kris Jenner to her core. For years, she had cultivated an image of savvy businesswoman and dedicated mother, carefully navigating the turbulent waters of fame and fortune. Now, that image lies in tatters, replaced by the stark reality of her involvement in Diddy's world of crime and corruption. In one particularly damning email exchange, Kris and Diddy discussed the use of their respective influence to manipulate media coverage and silence potential whistleblowers. They strategize on how to protect their interests, even if it means sacrificing the reputations of others. The callousness of these conversations is chilling, laying bare the lengths to which they were willing to go to maintain their grip on power. Accompanying the emails are audio recordings of conversations between Kris Jenner and Diddy, their voices filled with a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose. They discuss the logistics of their illegal activities, the distribution of illicit funds, and the exploitation of their connections for personal gain. These recordings leave no doubt as to the depth of their involvement in each other's schemes.
Then we got the Kardashians. Now, these people have been real chummy with Diddy ever since their rise to fame.
This was hella suspicious to a lot of people because Kim's timing was just a little too convenient. Because mind you, Diddy started getting accused of all these despicable things way back in November of last year, but she coincidentally decides to unfollow him everywhere just 24 hours before his home gets raided for evidence. I don't know about y'all, but it seems like Kim, along with everybody else that Diddy associates with, got word that the raid was going down and decided to detach themselves from him in case the feds actually did find something. This is Kim Kardashian we talking about here. Everything she does is calculated down to the T. People began to do some digging to find out what the T was, and girl, they discovered a lot of disturbing things. It all started when a woman on TikTok who goes by the name BB the Songwriter posted a very explosive video going into details about how Kim and Diddy were involved in Britney Spears' conservatorship and how Kim tried to do the same thing to Kanye when they were married. So apparently, Kim has been working on the side with infamous Hollywood manager Lou Taylor in a lot of her business dealings. Now, for those of y'all who somehow don't know who Lou is, she's the owner of the Hollywood management company TriStar Sport and Entertainment, where she manages several celebrities, including Diddy, Justin Bieber, and literally every single one of the Kardashians. Lou was actually the mastermind behind Britney Spears being thrown into a conservatorship, and she reportedly tried to do the same thing to Lindsay Lohan too, but her parents were not having it.
And what's suspicious is that a day before the raids, Miss Kim K suddenly unfollowed Diddy on Instagram. Now, could it be that somebody tipped her off?
Initially, people thought this was a scheme orchestrated by Kris to help her and her daughters get a tax write-off. But it's looking like it's much bigger than that. Apparently, Lou Taylor is also a board member at this church, and they've been secretly receiving huge sums of money from Diddy to use in paying off his victims. Since the money's coming from the church, it looks like they're just donating money out of the kindness of their heart to these victims, when in reality, they're really paying hush money.
Well, come to find out, this person by the name of Lou Taylor is apparently Diddy's manager. And this Lou Taylor woman is also on the board of Hillsong's church home. Follow me, go with me. They is doing all of this, child, in the name of the Lord. Just follow the story. Lou Taylor apparently is paying off, allegedly, some of Diddy's victims from this slush fund through some church fund, okay? Not only that, Kim Kardashian mama has been making these girls pay 10% tithes to some church that Lou Taylor and her husband is basically owner, co-owner, or whatever. So I was like, let me look into this Lou Taylor person. I'm thinking Lou Taylor was a guy who was a woman with a husband, whole husband, and they doing ministry and everything. Now, mind you, y'all remember the whole thing with Britney Spears? So come to find out, Lou Taylor, this gets deep, y'all, hold on. Okay, so Lou Taylor is the CEO of TriStar Sports and Entertainment. She's like a business manager icon. Now, Mike, do y'all know the Lohans? What's the Lindsay Lohan? So she apparently, allegedly, she has been behind most of these stars' conservatorship situations, especially Britney Spears. So before we talk about Britney, Mike Lohan, which is the Lohan girl, Lindsay Lohan's daddy, accused Lou Taylor and the mama Dina Lohan for trying to put Lindsay Lohan in a conservatorship concerning her money. Also, allegedly, there's a lawsuit from 2021 with Astroworld tragedy, and she's being sued for employment discrimination. This is what this Lou lady is. Now, Lou Associates maintain intense control also over Britney Spears' life and money. And she was behind even the conservatorship of why Britney Spears had that conservatorship, because she ended up becoming the business manager and took over the financial pieces of Britney Spears' whole situationship.
This is something that Lou and her husband have been doing for years, and they've been able to rake in millions of dollars for themselves. They get into spaces with these big celebrities, get them misdiagnosed with mental illnesses that they don't have, get a judge to put them in a conservatorship, and steal millions of dollars from them for as long as they can. And guess what? Diddy and Kim are right at the center of it all.
And on top of all that, looking like the church that Kris Jenner belonged to was nothing but a front to extort money from elites in order to finance all of Diddy's illicit and illegal activities.